Oh, goodness me. These wipes are excellent. Gets everything covered. What's up, guys? What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Welcome to Clocks Running podcast. Everything flag football. I'm Jacob,
And I'm in.
and Coop's coaching on the sideline right now. He'll be on in a little bit. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah. What were you doing there? Cleaning your face? What was going
Yeah,
on?
man. I was just getting ready for the show. I feel like we should have a hair and makeup trailer.
Oh,
That would
that
that
would
would be.
be
Could you imagine?
that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
Um, you think I don't know what's
it's
going
too
on. I
late
got
for
a
you.
streak
Oh,
of gray here, and then what is this over
well,
here? I
that's a lot of gray.
don't.
You might, dude, just get some just for men. Just dye the whole bad boy gray. Just go ahead.
I'm good.
Just, dude, we'll start calling you Santa Claus.
Wait, I don't
Yeah,
think you think that you can buy just for men that is gray?
hundred
I don't
percent,
think I don't think
100%. We're gonna look this up.
Okay. We don't want to go down a rabbit hole tonight. We got a lot to
Right.
talk about. We
Yep.
got special guests. So, but before we get into that, can you talk to us? Speaking of gray, you know who has some gray joggers that are amazing?
I was gonna do this after we got through our guests, so we could get to them first tonight. See,
Okay.
that's what I was
Well,
trying to tell you
whatever.
before you press play, but you press play too way too soon.
It's
We got
fine.
two
Okay.
incredible sponsors we'll talk about after our awesome guests are
All
off the
right,
show.
cool. All right. Go ahead and introduce our first guest. Let
All
me
right,
let me bring her in.
bring in Gabby, owner, founder, CEO, CFO, C element of PO, chief saleswoman. Bring in Gabby. What's up?
What's up, guys? Good to see ya. Good to be here.
Hello.
Appreciate you being on. Did I get all the titles right?
Yeah, you missed a few, but
I missed a few. I
You
was
it's
missed
like
that.
every position of the business you could think of is me,
right,
pretty much.
right.
So I have some great help, but that's
Yeah,
kind of how it rolls.
fair enough. Fair enough. Every great person carries the weight. I get it. Ant carries
Facts.
the weight of the
Jacob, tell me
podcast.
you were wiping your face with game plan, right?
Of course.
Let's go.
We're gonna
Let's
bring you on. Of
go.
course, I'm gonna use the product.
I love it. I love it. No, it's good to be here, guys. Good to see you again.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
Gabby, when we bring everybody into the show first time on, we have them give us their superhero origin story. Tell us, you can talk about how you got into game plan. You can talk about how you got into flag football. Just whatever you feel like you wanna share to get us started.
Sweet. Yeah, no, I actually have like a pretty I would say unconventional road to being in skincare. I was an athletic trainer, so anybody that's played sports or especially at the college level kind of knows the position. But basically, I was sports medicine. I was working primarily with LSU football. So
Okay.
LSU football was
Go
5 years of my
Tigers.
career. Go
Roll
Tigers, all
Tide.
day, all day. But LSU football was the like really the start of everything. I went to the University of Miami. I did really well with the coaches there, and then I got recommended to go over to LSU. While I was at LSU, as an athletic trainer, you're with these guys more than anybody else in the building, maybe
Sure.
minus the strength and conditioning staff. You see them the second they walk in, they come to treatment. Some of them are sick, whatever it is. And then throughout the entire day, practice, workouts, we're covering. And then we are there doing treatment until they go home. So oftentimes we joke we're the first one in and, some of the last people out along with the rest of the staff. But throughout those days, I was really kind of finding myself dealing with a lot of things that had to do with performance on the field that started off the field. So, for example, I can't sleep. Who do we send you to? For example, I'm having, some anxiety. Okay, who's the right professional to send you to? We're really kind of the liaison for them. And you know what? I was good at my job, guys, because I cared and because I wanted them to play on Saturday.
Right.
I would have given my left arm for them to get play on Saturday. I would
But
do
not the right
anything,
one. There we go.
not the right one. No, well, I would have the right one too. I would do anything. I was like, how can I make them their best on Saturday? Because that's the glory of the game, and that's an entire stadium. Nothing gets better than watching someone you've worked with really be able to show up at their best, and just knowing you're part of their journey. But the one question I could not answer and couldn't figure out is why am I breaking out? Why am I breaking out from sweat on my face? Blah 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 blah. I would even drive them to the dermatologist to take notes and to be their medical person, right? Like when I was there, and then be able to, you know, get them medicine, whatever they needed. And we'd go all the way there, and on from car rides, it was just what are you doing for your skin? Like what's your skincare routine? And it was, I don't have one. I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
Water,
Mm-hmm.
water on my face. I'm using my girlfriend's products, and some of them were even trying to use the products that, you know, I would help them get and I would tell them to get. But I realized that they weren't doing it quick enough. And the point of sweat was really the moment that they needed a formulation and a product and a brand that was made for that moment that they were really missing. Because then I realized that LSU had just put in beds for the locker room. So, you know, that was great for them to recover. So they can pull it out after camp. They can lay there for 3 hours and then go to class. But I
Oh
realized that
wow.
some of them were just, yeah, it was just the first start of our facility kind of revamp. So it was like a big unboxing of these beds.
Right.
And it was great, but they were laying down right after workouts. Like everybody knows those workouts in high school and college where you're just like, fuck, you know, like
Yeah.
you're like trying to
Mm-hmm.
crawl out of the hole to go to the
Right.
next thing, can't keep your eyes open. So I realized that they just weren't washing their face fast enough, and I was like, okay, I'll pocket it. And I pocketed it for a few years, worked pro soccer, saw the same issues, continued to talk to my athletes that were then in the NFL. And, you know, I just realized that this was a really big problem that extended far past just my college football players. It was also youth athletes. It was me when I was a kid. It's me now when I get in the car after I go to the gym. So started thinking about everyone that really is lacking a solution that's simple and easy to understand in 20 seconds. And you know, hand up. I'm not the laziest person in the world, but I'm busy. Okay, I'm busy and I don't want to do a full skincare routine all the time. That's why I made a product that has a full skincare routine and a performance, you know, formulation that keeps up no matter what. So it's 3 steps in one wipe, and that's kind of how I started it. You know, a part of the story I share with people is that I lost somebody very close to me. His name was Drew. His initials are on the back of our packaging. You'll see the DRM on the back. That's drawn by my brother, but Drew was, you know, the family member we never asked for, but that we got anyway. He was my brother's best friend. He passed away, but the last thing he said to me before it was unexpected, you know, and the last thing he told me was, you got to do this idea. You don't need to go to business school. You need to do this because you're the only one that can do this right. And that was the push that kind of got me to start to formulate. And you know, I'll speak to flag football if that's okay if I can keep going.
Absolutely. This is your story. Keep going. Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, I have very deep and still have good connections in football. That's my sport, right? And the people I know are in football. But, you know, the opportunity came across to team up with formerly USA, now iFlag.
Mhm.
And, you know, I was kind of looking at the sport and I said, this is an underserved sport. Why is no one else paying attention to this? And this was in 2025. That was so,
Yeah.
you know, we wanted to work with a sport that we really felt we can make an amazing footprint in because we were really focused on building community. For a brand like mine and like anybody else in CPG, the thing is that if you don't have a community behind you and you really don't have people behind you, it could go to zero really quick. And even if you have success at first, that's really the foundation of what I wanted the brand to be anyway. Like it's all about the people that you surround yourself with. And I realized that at flag football, the style of play is tournaments, right? Like you're at
Yeah.
tournaments all day long, whether you are an adult, a kid, or a pro. Like even at
Right.
iFlag, at Worlds, you know, we were out there all day, and so was everyone else. So was everyone
Mm-hmm.
else. So
Yeah.
what better fit than an emerging sport that we could really get behind and support with a product that they need in real life? And that's why we decided to partner up with flag football. I did not foresee myself becoming the biggest fan of all of our athletes and the game. I am obsessed with flag football. I
Yeah.
tell everyone I know about it. I will not shut up about it. And I really do think that these are some of the most aspirational watched athletes that are up and coming in the next generation. And those are the people that are representing my brand now. We just worked with a couple of them. We just worked with Victoria Whitfield. Her video launched today, and then the Coulter twins last week. And those are, you know, 3 people that I really think have not only a legacy they're leaving behind, but they're paving the way for the future of the game. So how cool is it that I'm introducing a product to them now in their youth and helping them with a habit that they'll take with them for life when they're as old as us. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's how I got into flag.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. So when you were going through and choosing, ambassadors, what drew you? I knew of the Coulter twins
Mhm.
when we talked beforehand. What drew you to them to have them be the kind of the, I don't say the face of your brand is from a flag football perspective, but somebody to represent you.
Yeah, no, great question. And this is the deal with all of our ambassadors. And I'll start kind of at like, we have pro, we have kind of the collegiate level, and then we have like high school and youth and coming up. So, a couple of our pro ambassadors, I'll shout out Tyler Davis and Lauren Goodwin and Brianna Hernandez Silva. They are the best people, like just top in class, the type of people that you want to talk about. So once I met them and I really established a relationship with that level of athlete, I said I'm going to rinse and repeat that process with youth and with the collegiate level. So in evaluating athletes, I don't care about how good you are necessarily. I don't care about your talent. I don't care if you're a 5-star. I don't care if you're a 0-star. That really means nothing to me when it comes to who's representing my business. It's great if you're a great flag football player, right? Or a great player in general. But I look at more so the impact that you have on the people around you, who you are when you step off the field when the whistle blows. Because ultimately, we don't do business with bad people here. And I want the best people. I want people that I really can believe in and help mentor. So, for example, the Coulter twins of Victoria, Victoria impressed me specifically because she continued to reach out. She had discipline. She was reaching out DMs. She was emailing me back. She was not using AI. And I said, this girl really wants to be here. And that's someone
Yeah.
I can invest my energy in and I can help teach about how to speak about a product, as she continues her career and as she grows. Same with the Coulter twins. I mean, the Coulter twins wowed me because they came back to my tent during Worlds. That's where I met them. I met them
Yeah.
in passing. One of our advisors, Jen Welter, huge name in the space. She's amazing. She was walking me around, introducing me to all these people. And I really trust Jen, right? Like, I really trust her because she's on my team. And she has such a knowledge in the space, but also really long-standing great relationships. So when she points to somebody, I'm like, yep, I trust the shit out of Jen.
Right.
So when Jen was like, we need to go talk to the Coulter twins, talk to them, gave them the product, they came back to the tent to tell me that they used the product in the game because they had sweat running down their face. It was burning their eyes. They went, I forget if it was Raz or Avi at the time, but went right back into the game. And
Yeah.
then I just continue to root for them. Again, I really get behind the athletes we work with. Anybody that's on our team, like I've gone to Kiki Scott's games up in Jersey. I'm gonna go to the Coulter Twins games. I will, the Victorias in Tampa. But everybody on our team, even that aren't flag athletes, I try to show up for. We have an athlete up in Jersey that plays football. I'm gonna go back to his games when I'm home for the holidays. So it's just who can I really get behind and support and continue to maintain in touch with. When the Coulter Twins mom reached out and she was like, they've made this a part of their everyday routine. That's what I look for when I bring people on. And I just think that, that video went kind of viral of them in particular, but look how many people really came around them with what they've already built in terms of their fan base and how they're growing the game.
For sure. For sure. So we're in the stores now, correct? Are we on
We
the shelves? Where are we at? Where can people find this at?
So we are overall pick on Amazon, and
Okay.
you can find us on our website. Our website has bundles that make the product cheaper. So if you know you're going to use it, go on our website, I would say. And then these wonderful ambassadors we have some pretty sweet discount codes that add on to the discount already. That's more so if you're a team mom, if you have a team and you really want to get the best deal, I would go to our website. But Amazon's just easy. Everyone uses Amazon Prime. We are a high frequency use because athletes use this every day. So that's really the best place to go if you'd like it quick. And then in terms of stores and shelves, we really want to find out, where do our athletes shop and where do their moms shop and where do you guys shop? So we're
Yeah.
still trying to really make this move online, and then we'll step into retail soon. But we are in college locker rooms, we are in NFL locker rooms. Again, this product is pretty nominal because you can start young, establish the habit, use it every day, and it's simple, easy, convenient throughout your entire athletic journey. So it's cool to see it start at youth with people like the Coulter twins at these tournaments, these grassroots events, And as we continue, then it's in the it's in the hands of some of their heroes. So that's a really cool thing for the brand. But in terms of on the shelves, not quite yet, but we're in avid talks about where, why, and with some people. So stay tuned for that as well as other products.
Excellent. Um, I just had it. I just completely lost it. And you got anything immediately?
Yeah,
Got it.
well, I mean, shelf doesn't even matter to me because when I shop on Amazon and I look for overall
Yeah.
pick. I mean, so that's like to me, that's like the best place to be. That's
Oh
so
yeah. Our goal is to be the household name for athletes. Like we want game plan. When you think game plan, you know that you are sweating, you are celebrating your sweat, you're not embarrassed about it, and we're gonna give you the solution of, continue the day. So I agree. I think that like if you go on Amazon and depending on how keywords go, eventually type in athlete skincare, my dream and where the company is going to go is that there will be an entire suite of products that are made for athletes because that's who we listen to. The guys told me it had to be 20 seconds, it had to be stupid simple, and it had to smell good. So I said, okay, how can I bring this to market, but with a formulation that's intended for active skin that I would trust putting on myself? Because honestly, a lot of these products, and especially in wipes, not the best ingredients. But how can I bring that to life and really make it kind of the go-to? And when you see the red, you know the red. I mean, that's really the goal of the company. So hopefully we'll expand past just this product very soon, but we're in the works and we're asking people like you guys what you need and what you want as we continue to normalize skincare for athletes.
Well, I was going to say that just answered I hit two of my points right there. I was going to say what kind of separates you from the rest of like these skincare products for athletes, but I think the simplicity, like you said, you can pull a wipe out 20 seconds and you're done, versus, when Ant and I were teenagers using a bar of soap and a wash rag trying and hoping, that was, going to get the job done. But I was gonna say the next thing, like where do you see this going in the next few years? What's the end goal? And I think you kind of talked about it a little bit, but is there anything else like that you particularly have in mind, like where you
Yeah,
see it at?
absolutely. I think that, expanding to other sports is definitely in the near front, like established, but maintaining obviously what we've got and what we continue to have and the belief that we have in flag. That's near term. In terms of like where I think this is going to go, I think that our community is really at the heart of this. And as we continue to go, it's conversations, it's seeing, okay, what other problems are you guys having? One of the bigger problems that we're seeing right now is body acne and back knee, especially for kids that play shoulder pad sports. And look, this is not the easiest thing to talk about, especially for guys, right? Like, I think that
Hmm.
overall, hygiene is being a little bit more celebrated by the next gen, but like habits and skincare and looking and having a routine that's just never really been done, let alone in sport. So our goal is to really normalize these issues that are tough for guys and for girls, like chafing, for example. Why are we still using baby powder in the football locker room? Like chafing, like body acne and back knee and other things that they're hand feeding us. Because I didn't guess with this product. I said to them, what will make you wash your face right after practice? And they said, it has to be fast, it has to be easy, it has to smell good. And I just made it with the integrity of a formulation that works for your skin post sweat because it is different, it has different needs. So my goal for the company is to have a suite of products that are formulated for that moment because we're really winning with this one product and we want to continue that traction and really give athletes a brand they deserve. Look, like it's not easy to be an athlete. I identify as an athlete, even though I'm probably the least athletic person you'll know. I'm the hardest. I'm the girl that's like foot over line every single rep. I'm like running as if somebody is chasing after me. But like I really love to sweat. I love
Yeah.
sport. And I want people to feel confident after the fact, no matter what age or level you are. So my goal for the brand is to be that for the 60 million kids and then all of the adults in America that play sports, celebrate sweat, and are living active, healthy lifestyles. That's really the goal of the company.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
yeah.
I think what Gabby just said in short, real quick, is part of that was appreciate you guys for washing your butts. Keep washing your butts. And before you do that, make sure you use these. Hey, let's shift gears real quick. And you got any IFAF questions from the World Championships for Gabby?
Yeah. You said you were obsessed with flag football. So, I mean, were you staying up late like I was watching
Yeah.
40 hours of flag football this past weekend?
Oh, I sure was, and like I said, we had some of our ambassadors there. We had TD and Lauren there,
Yeah.
and Tyler. I mean TD. What a freaking guy that guy is. I mean, we really love him, and I always watch him and make an effort, and we're hoping to do some stuff with him and his new facility in the near future. Maybe a proprietary event for game plan in the spring or in the winter,
Yeah.
hopefully. So invite all of our people. So yeah, no, I was up watching for sure. And obviously it's just such an exciting time for the Olympics and the growth of the game. And for the girls, I'm super excited as well. Lauren and for Team USA. So I was definitely up and watching and then rewatching all the sick highlights that everyone was posting.
No, for
No,
sure. Well,
definitely.
yeah, I mean, I spent most of my like middle school and high school years like if something going on my face, I would put toothpaste on it. I guess maybe this is like better than that. It was what it
I
sounds
What?
did
like. So
too.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's a thing. Okay.
I did
it's
that
so
too, and then I played lacrosse, and I was using like oxy pads. You guys remember those? Like
yeah,
it was
oh
Yes.
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that was like straight up bleach for your face. That was straight up bleach for your face. But
Yeah.
I'll explain it like this. And this is what I tell all of our kids and the athletes that I work with. And it's the simple way to put it. You put on deodorant so you don't smell bad, right? So you know that habit. You stretch before you get on the field so you don't get hurt, right? You hydrate after the game so you don't get dehydrated. So
Um,
for us, you use game plan right after you're done with the game so that sweat and bacteria don't sit and cause those breakouts to occur. There is a magic pill that treats acne over time. It's called Accutane, but all of the products that people use really rely on consistency and building a habit. So what
mhm,
I've done with this company and what we really are building is how do you make a habit at the like as if it's a part of your recovery team routine to wipe your face down and do that right after you play rather than getting in the car, driving home, playing two more games with sweat already sitting on your skin, and educating people on that moment. So if I had I think if anybody had the magic secret about how to make acne go away in one day, then they would be the richest person alive right now. But
100%.
everything that we do, everything hygiene that you do is a routine. So that's what we're telling people about this. If you use it every day, your skin will be healthier. You will see the results. So it's an everyday practice. I use it in the morning when I wake up. I put them in the fridge. It's like a depuffer and also gets all the oil off my face from when I'm sleeping because you do collect more oil at night. So I use
Hmm.
them. I use them like 4 or 5 times a day, honestly. But I made it for people like me, and I'm also the sweatiest girl alive. So that's
So is this also like when you put Welch's fruit snacks in the freezer, like when you put the game plan wipes in the fridge, does that like enhance it even more, make it better that
Yeah,
much better?
because
mm,
we've got a lot of hydrators in it. So that's why the formula doesn't go dry. There's no alcohol in it, but there's cucumber extract in it. So you really
Okay.
feel that come through with cooling and soothing your skin. When we're at tournaments, I put them on ice all the time in like a cooler. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
I walk
yeah.
around with cold wipes and I'm just giving them out, and that's because of
Hmm.
the ingredients we have in there, and it really honestly like makes my skin glow in the morning when
Yeah.
I because it's so much more saturated because all the ingredients are kind of being cooled together.
Yeah.
Perfect. No,
Okay.
that's okay. We went completely over the
Life
Welch and
hack,
fruit
Jacob.
snack
Life
thing.
hack. Put them in
Well,
the
I was
put them
gonna
in the
say, like,
fridge.
I'm all about putting stuff in the fridge if it's gonna make it better. My grandma used to put her cigarettes in the freezer and keep them. That's where she stored them. So
Yeah.
you
See,
could
it
never tell her
helps.
that that was not that didn't help.
Makes the nicotine better.
No, it did not.
Yeah,
Stop.
it does.
And it
It
the
enhances
Virginia
the
Slims were
nicotine
horrible
flavor.
then. They're horrible out of it. But
Uh,
but no, I that's
you're
awesome
wrong.
to know. I'm trying to think what else you got, Ant.
I don't
Yeah, lay it on
Ant's
me. Come
typically
on.
he's typically the question guy. I just usually
uh,
fill in with the
yeah.
smart aleck humor.
No,
I'll
Jacob
talk
did
about
great.
anything you guys want. Anything.
Okay, so now I know that this is counterproductive for healthy skin, but what's like the junkiest, greasiest cheap meal food? Like, what's your number one pick?
Oh man, Joe's Pizza, New York City. I'm a New York. I'm from Jersey, and like a fat piece of pizza and Diet Coke for me is like, or actually no, peach Snapple with a peach Snapple.
There you
Ugh.
go. Okay.
I just love it. Oh,
Ugh.
I love it, and I love the facts that are in the cans, like absolutely. But
Well, they're true. Yeah.
best believe that I'm using a wipe after I pick up that thing. How about you guys?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
definitely.
All right. So now let me ask you this, because New York knows pizza. What is it that they're doing in Chicago? That's not pizza, right?
I'm gonna piss
That's
some people
cake.
off, but no, I'm not. It's not. It's simply not. My family is from primarily Staten Island, which is a borough of New York,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and we were originally in Brooklyn, so we're like deep Italian, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I just can't get behind deep dish, but also it's not culturally like where we're from. Like we're born and bred New York and New Jersey, so like deep Giants fans, and like
Yeah,
loyal
me
Giants
too.
fans.
Oh, so you're
Which
just used to disappointment. Got it.
yeah, I'm
Just
actually not because
just used to
I
beating
won.
Tom Brady,
Okay, whatever.
I'm not really, honestly, I'm not really. I was on a team that lost every single game, pretty much at Miami, the University of Miami, when I was in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like our coach, I think, was Al Golden at the time, and then he left mid-season, and then we won the Duke game with the 7 lateral passes. That was
Get
Nice.
get her off the show.
Nice.
All right,
Cornelder,
Gabby. It
man.
was
Shout
great. It
out
was great
Cornelder.
talking to you.
Giant.
I just
Yeah,
got to
that's
name drop
great.
Duke like that. That's
That's
horrible.
so
So
good.
I've known like, having resilience when the going gets tough and like you look up and there's
Yeah,
0 people. But
Yeah.
then I've been in Tiger Stadium when we've been
full
undefeated
time.
all season and
Who were the big
having
names while you were there?
it was I was with the national championship team while I was there. So
Okay.
it was Joe
Nice.
Burrow and Justin
Nice.
Jefferson and Jamar Chase,
Nice.
Grant
You're the big.
Delpit,
Yeah.
Patrick Queen, people that are still, a lot of them are still playing, which
Yeah. That's awesome.
yeah, no, it was, I felt privileged to be able to take care of a group
Yeah.
like that and honestly work under someone like Coach O.
Yeah.
I took a lot of what he was leading with. Like I watched pretty much every move, and he always said there was a standard of excellence and a standard of performance to be at LSU Tiger, and that we were one team in one heartbeat. And those are the 2 things that I brought into my own business. There's a standard. I don't care how small we were. It's always been for ambassadors, for anybody that wants to represent the brand. You interview with all of us, and you get to know our team, and we really need to get to know you, and there just has to be a standard, and I'm proud that he taught me all that and that I've been able to apply it to my own life. But Jack Marucci was my boss at LSU, and we were leading a lot of sports science there for ocular dominance and wide receivers and tight ends and running backs. And with Jack, he really taught me to look at people for the people that they were. Like good character outweighs anything, because ultimately, again, like I told you, I've seen 5-star recruits make really bad choices and go to 0. I've seen 5-star recruits succeed. I've seen 0-star recruits, remain kind of 0-star recruits, and I've seen 0-star recruits turn into the best people that you watch on TV. So it
Yeah.
really taught me that it's got to be so much more beyond just your talent on the field. It has to be the full picture of what makes you a great teammate, what makes you, what's your why? Like, why are you here? And why do you want to be working with us? And that's what I ask every single one of them. So that team really changed my life in terms of how I look at people, how I work with people. And like I said, I would give my left or my right arm to make sure that those boys were making the national championship. I was like, we were in treatment. I was like first one in. It was a really long season, so everyone was beat up at the end of it. But I just feel lucky to have been part of that group. So
Yeah, did
Absolutely.
you get a ring? You got a ring?
I got 3 rings. Yeah.
Oh, it's not a contest. Jeez.
No, it's okay. It's definitely a contest. Speaking
I actually gave one to my dad because I was like, this is
That's
your
awesome.
win too. You raised me to be able to do this and believe in myself, because there weren't a lot of women in football at the time. So
Yeah.
so it was like I gave one to him and he had to get it resized and everything, but I kept the SEC championship and the national championship.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So who do you think is the most famous person that you have in your contact list that would actually respond to a message?
Who's the most famous person in my contact list that would respond to a message?
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
because you dropped a lot of names that you won a national championship with. I just want to see who you still have a relationship with.
Yeah, so I would say just because I ran into him at the Super Bowl this year and spoke with him pretty recently, I would say Justin Jefferson would be the most famous.
Okay.
I used to keep like candy in my athletic training fanny pack for him during practice, and I was with his group, and I had offense, and my coworker had defense, for being assistant athletic trainers. So we would split that way. But I really like me and Justin's an amazing person. He actually knew that I was gonna be. He was like, "Don't you go home for Thanksgiving?" And I was like, "No, I'm literally here with you and with the team. I can't go home." And he was like, "So what are you gonna do on Thanksgiving?" And I said, "I don't know. I think I might go to Jack's, but I still have to confirm." My boss, because he would have us all over. And the next day, he brought me in dressing from his aunt in a Tupperware. He brought me a dish because he was like, "I just wanted you to have it because like you probably never had Louisiana food." And I just thought, I'll never.
That's
I tell people
awesome.
that that's just the type of guy he is. He's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
phenomenal, exceptional person, and he like it's kind of like your family when you're in that kind
Yeah.
of level. We spent every holiday together, all the bowl games, everything that we did together as a team. It's hard to kind of be away from your family, but Justin's that type of dude. He would, I didn't even ask for it, and it was the most delicious dressing I've ever had in my life. It was like seafood. It was amazing. But he would definitely answer. I don't know if he'll answer right now because he's in. I think it's still. Yeah, I think they're still in camp. But
Yeah.
he's a busy guy. But that's who I would say the most famous person that would respond to me would be.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, send him a text message when you think he'll respond. Tell him to come on our show so we could talk a little flag football with him.
I
Okay.
will. He's a super. He's like an ambassador, or he really gets
Yeah.
behind
Well,
the
he did that
sport.
undercover thing, right?
I think so.
Was
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
In
saw that.
that
Minneapolis.
was
Yep.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the photographer or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
super
I bet
soakers
that
and
was
those guys from
hysterical for
Minnesota.
everybody behind the scenes too. 'Cause
Oh
he's like
yeah.
he's a really fun guy. He's a
Yeah.
really fun person to be around. So I'm sure everyone was just dying that knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a the fact they get these guys involved and all that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
I think so
for
too.
sure.
I think so too. And it's exciting to see where it's gonna go with like,
yeah.
Unc was telling me we were talking about one of my old players that is still playing, but I think there's a lot of interest from some of the guys in the NFL to potentially learn how to play and get involved with the pro league and stuff. And I have my feelings about that. I think we all have our feelings about that in terms of
What are
the
your
skills.
feelings about that?
I've learned that I've seen, and I think we all saw this year that it just, and keep in mind, like, two hands up. I didn't play flag football, and but I know enough about it, and I know enough about my trade, which is, body mechanics and things like that. And I do know that it's a completely different skill set
Yeah.
than NFL football, and I don't think it's as easy as people say it is to just switch sports. I think if you want to practice, then let's talk about practice. You know what I mean? And
Right.
if you want to put in the work that so many people have put in to make it to the level of pro in flag football, then be my guest. But I stand by a lot of the conversations that have been happening from flag football players that it's not just, oh, you walk on the field type of a thing. Like, they've worked so hard to get to this level and to put flag football on the map. And I think that everybody, is if it's fair, it's fair. But if you're not, you can't just step on a flag football field and think that you're gonna murk everybody. That's just
Yeah.
But
not.
but
That's my
my
opinion.
but my guy Justin Jefferson could step on a flag football field and be just fine.
Skills players. Jen Welter
Yeah.
would be a
He's
good
gonna be a
person.
problem.
He'll
Yeah,
be
no,
okay.
Yeah.
I talked to one of our advisors, Jen, about this like a lot, and it's skills players I think are quite gifted and good,
Yeah.
and that's kind of who I worked with. But again, I don't know enough. I'll plead the fifth on that. I don't know enough, but I do know that I think what's fair is fair. If you go through the entire process and you're going to be committed to just do the sport and not bail when it's time to bail for football or whatever it is, then that's the biggest
That
thing. Also,
that's
it's
the
like the
trick.
commitment to being a part of the team, like the team for Team USA, and with like TD and Housh and the guys and the girls. It's just such a close knit family. Like you could tell they are working with each other. They are avidly trying to make each other better, and they're present and getting together as much as they can to be on Team USA and really make those strides forward for our country. So
Yeah.
I think that that's the level of commitment that I would expect from anybody playing flag football.
Yeah, a similar situation. I don't know if you heard this news today, but did you hear that NFL players that didn't use their 5 years of eligibility are now going to be allowed to go back to college and play college football?
That happened
No,
today, is it?
yeah, no, I'm dead serious. Adam Schefter was talking about it, so
I
it's
mean,
like
like,
Ugh.
it's not
dude,
fake news. So
college football is so much fun. Like, I would do anything to go back if I were those guys. Like, it is pretty awesome. But
That's
I
so
don't
bad.
see. I mean,
so
it's
if they end up on the practice squad or they don't get drafted or
they
any
can
of
just
those
say, okay, see ya,
scenarios,
I'm going back. I'm going
that
back.
Yeah.
that's yeah. Apparently, there's some
So
restraining order
bad.
got lifted or something so that they're allowed to do it.
That's
Jeez.
insane. I mean, like, I remember, like, it's kind of like the Wild West with the COVID years. Like, everyone was so
Yeah.
confused about the COVID.
Yeah.
Like, some of the guys were taking like one class online. It was like, but that makes you focus on football, right? And I think that
Yeah.
for quarterbacks, I saw that have some success with in terms of them being able to develop a bit more in their
Mm,
graduate year. Joe was a grad student.
yeah.
And I think he had that it factor throughout his time. Don't get me wrong. But I saw him really pull. I mean, I've only known him in his grad school years, and I think that like he was super developed with his arm strength and things like that. That made him a really great player. And then he was kind of older, so he was like a really great leader in what he did. He was totally a lead by example guy at the time, and I think that he still certainly is with the Bengals.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Did you ever smoke a cigar with him?
I smoked a cigar in the locker room with everybody. I may have been able to tolerate like one puff, but everybody was
Yeah.
like like because we're all like we were so like not really drinking too much during the season and stuff like that. But yeah, I was in the locker room. We all were. It was like, and so many things that happened that year that really made it emotional for a lot of the coaches, like Coach Ensminger, who was with our offense. And he went through something that season that just made it feel like it was all meant to be. And again, just being together as a team, like it was pretty sick. I have videos that I've now saved on different hard drives because I never want to forget this, and I don't, if my phone
Yeah.
blows up, I want to keep these forever.
Right.
I have my little shrine over here. I have the confetti from the game that I picked
Oh,
up when
there
I
you
was
go.
doing angels in it and stuff, and that was my towel. I always say to people, athletic trainers, yeah, can you see it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, there it is.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that
that's
was
good.
my towel that was physically on my shoulder. And people are always like, why do you have, I have towels hung up here. And sometimes on background is that. And they're like, why do you have towels everywhere? I'm like, because that was my job. Like having a towel over my
Yeah.
shoulder. It's like the golden standard of athletic trainers. So,
Yeah.
so I love my towels. I'm like, kind of like, this is my life. This is what my life was. And I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of the work I did. So, fuck yeah to the towels. Let's
There
let's
you
hang more of the
go.
towels up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so one question I know we're skipping around, but I want to ask about in Germany the IFAF World Championships outside of the gold medal games because we know those were exciting. What games stuck out to you most, men's and women's?
I think the women's semifinals. Does that
Against
count?
Great Britain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does that count? I can say that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
for
Yeah.
just
sure.
I just saw a lot of I love watching that team. I think I see so much heart when I watch that team. Like genuinely, those girls all care. They care so much, and so do the men. And I think that's why Team USA is super successful. But just like watching everything come together, it's almost like I can see it being like in practice. I can tell they practice. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
like they just have such great chemistry, and I think they're still building that chemistry, and it's just so exciting to watch. But in that game, I was like, I really saw everybody coming together and really fighting with heart and having grit. At the end of the day, I'll relate it. I'll relate just the situations back to my time on the field. Like when everything flows and it's not a fight, and you're just like running the defense so hard they can't catch their breath because you're scoring so much. Like for us and at LSU, just watching the chemistry for our receivers and our quarterback, and that's kind of like, I just saw a lot of fight from them, and that's why I enjoyed watching it. How about you
Yeah.
guys?
No, I think that was like, kind of like what you said. I think you see a group that you take that women's team, they came together to really kind of push through to get through a lot of that. And, that last game, like
Oh
even that
yeah,
last drive, even I mean up to the last play, like they were still working together, playing for each other. Izzy, I think she, take her in particular, she had to play both sides. After Leanna went down,
yeah,
and being able to step in and just say, what can I do? Like that's big, and especially in today's world, so many people, it's all about me and I and what I can do. So I think that's just super super important to realize and
yeah.
recognize.
Totally. And I think
Yeah.
flag is that kind of sport where that is like something to look for in players. Like, in football, you have depth in your positions. You just
Sure.
do. And in flag, just the ability to step up and really be a versatile player. Like, I think that's really a really cool part of the game as well. And watching Izzy do that, like, showed that, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what your level, you're not above or below any job, and you step up for your teammates. And that's exactly what she did. And, I met Izzy at Worlds this year, and she is just exceptional with how she communicates with other people, and you could tell she just gives her all in everything she does. So
Yeah.
there's no doubt that she was going to fight her fight on the other side of the ball, even though that's not her comfort zone. But I
Right.
think what a cool thing about flag for these up and coming girls, that to watch that and say, like, instead of like, crossing my hands and saying no when my coach says go be the corner or go be the DB.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it because Izzy went out and did it. Like, she's really
Yep.
setting the example, and I think that's what's so exciting about watching these girls. And even Victoria said something to me today. She was like, "I want to be inspiring." What's good? Can you hear me?
What are you doing?
Hey, Unc.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
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 Um, yeah. So what I was saying was, I think like even Victoria, she said, I want to inspire the girls that are under me. And she's in high school, right? So it's just getting
Yeah.
younger and younger with kind of the reach of the game, and these girls wanting to make an impact because they're breaking down walls that, are gonna make it easier for the next generation, and they're gonna break down walls that's gonna make it easier for the generation under them. It's just gonna keep going. So I think that's what Izzy has shown. And now I think a lot of girls will think twice about pouting or crossing their arms, and maybe even other athletes that are watching, and be inspired by that. Like, she's going to step the fuck up, and she's going to do what she wants, what she can do to, be there in a way for her team that maybe was unexpected, but that she, is going to give her all to do. So,
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think adversity is a huge thing, and I think it shows a lot of true character. And I think she really showed her true colors in in that situation. And just if you didn't like her before, you definitely like her now. So
oh, it's so hard not to like her. I mean, like,
exactly.
it's hard. Like, I'm their biggest fan, all of them. I
Yeah.
like, I want to get a jersey. Like, are they making jerseys yet? Sign me up to get jerseys
I'm,
for all my players.
I'm sure you can.
I'm gonna tell Dave Berg from Shrooms to hook me up with some jerseys, because I'm
There you
like, I'll
go.
pay it. I want to wear it to. I want to show up to Worlds like every day, every game, like New Jersey, New Jersey. But no, it's awesome. What's good with you?
I have like 19 jobs. I just left tackle football and pulled in late per usual, but I'm here.
Dude, you're nonstop. I cannot keep up with you.
We're just happy he's here.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So Gabby, you said that. So
I'm
that was the
early. I'm
women's
early for
side.
next week's show.
Yeah, there you go. Gabby, what in the men's side wasn't it a really exciting game for you?
All of them. All
Yeah.
of them. I mean, like, look, just especially watching our guy TD, like, we met TD at a Vegas tournament. And I walked, like, Dave Berg came up to me. He said, "You got to go talk to TD." And I said, "Who's TD?" That was my first tournament, like in flag football. I didn't know who anybody was.
Huh.
It was last year in the spring. And, so TD's walking in a full jumpsuit in Vegas. It's like 100 degrees out.
Yep.
And he looks like the coolest guy I've ever talked to. I said, "What's up? Are you TD?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm TD. Who are you?" And I was like, "I'm Gabby. I was told to talk to you about my company." He's like, "Well, come on, let's talk about it." And I said, "Look, I have some media here. Try the product if you like it. Like, maybe we can do like a video here and we can feature you and we can like start to get to know each other since we are already here." He goes, "Yep, count me in." So we took this video of him, but then we ended up really staying in touch. I ended up Jen Welter, one of our advisors, I bring her up a lot because she's big in the space and she's growing the game of flag football. She was the first NFL female coach. So she
Yes.
has, yeah, and also big in women's tackle. So Jen was putting on a showcase at the Super Bowl and I was there for a pitch. I had to pitch my company. I was selected to do that. So I actually invited TD out and it was a game that was against veterans and it was just like really meaningful to watch him. Like, they thought it was the coolest thing to have this Team USA guy out there too, but I got to like hang out with him multiple days, and really build a relationship. So again, like watching him and his vertical in all these games and just tower over people with the one-handed catch with the nice scoop over the back, like it's just watching him and Housh really have that chemistry and him finding the ball no matter where the ball is, I think is like every game was fun for me to watch because I was really just like so excited for him. And same thing in the Fanatics game, watching TD be able to compete in that with Tom Brady and all of them and watching Housh there as well. I don't know many other people on the men's side, so I look for the people I know, and that's Housh and TD. And I'm trying to get to know all the other players. I'm on like their Instagrams trying to figure it out, but but I'm like a weird super fan. It sounds like, but I'm not. I'm just like I really cannot wait for the Olympics, being that it's in the U.S. with how the World Cup just went and watching all these countries come here. That's so exciting to me. So watching all these games is just like for me a glimpse of what we're gonna see in LA, except tenfold in terms of the excitement and the hurrah around it.
See, when somebody else met TD and they go, "Who is that?" She didn't get all the rash of crap I did. When I first was introduced to him, I said, "Who?" Dave Berg FaceTimes me and is like, "You've never seen this dude before?" And I'm like, "Oh."
No, yeah, no.
So,
I mean, like, and then I watched him move, and I'm like, "How old are you?" He was
yeah,
like,
unreal.
he's probably the most athletic person I've ever seen in my life, and I've been around athletes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's got that it factor. But I knew right away that he was going to be good when I was watching him. But in terms of me coming in cold to a tournament in a sport that I knew nothing about on our first go round, I said to Dave Berg,
Right.
"Who do I need to know here? Because I know you're someone I need to know for sure. But
Yeah.
who would you pick?" And he picks TD, and he picks Ariel Blair, another one of our ambassadors. She's incredible. She's out of El Paso. She's really grown the game in El Paso, Texas, and helped be a part of that. And she trains girls. She's a coach. She's an incredible mom, and she's killing it. So he introduced me to those two, and those are the two that we really stayed in touch with and love to support. But yeah, no, I didn't know who he was. I was like, "Are you TD?" He goes,
You and
"Yeah,
Jacob were the only two people that didn't know who he was.
I mean, I'm in
Listen,
good
if
company at least.
like
Jeez.
at least I was honest, but he was laughing. He was
Yeah.
like, because I'm pretty energetic, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty woo, like I'm
Yeah.
like, let's go. But he told me he coached girls, and I was like,
Yeah.
and he told me he prefers to coach girls, and I was like, okay, I'm automatically obsessed with you. Like, how can I help you? How I help the girls you coach? And we met up in Austin a few weeks later, and then we've seen each other a ton since. So he's just been awesome. And any time that TD posts something, I'm like posting it from all of our accounts. I'm like, get on this,
Yeah.
like spread the word. But it's just the beginning for this team, I think, and for all of our ambassadors in the game, and even Lauren's working with a school right now that is like just for development of flag football, and it's
Yeah.
like really high quality coaching and stuff like that. And TD just opened his facility, which is fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah.
what an asset for all the Texas teams to have someone like him leading, coaching and skills and giving what he knows to them. So I'm excited for him and true development. And I think that it's going to be like the place to be in Austin for flag football.
For sure. No, absolutely.
I'm dying to go out there. We really want to do something with them, and because we now have all these ambassadors that are young and coming up and stuff like that, and how can we put on an event with him and really merge everything together, but us do the work in terms of vendors and people to bring and stuff like that. So I think we're really excited about that and having a little list of invitations to give out to the people that are in our circles.
Absolutely. So speaking of which, so where's the next places we can see you guys at? Where's the next place game plan is going to be?
Oh yeah, for flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna probably be at Orlando.
Okay.
In October, I think that's when that one is. And then certainly Worlds. I mean, we're a really small team, but I personally go to all the flag football tournaments and I love going. So if I could do all of them, I would, and it would just, but you guys get it. It's a lot of travel. Infinite flag too. Infinite flags always, just kind of making it work on the road. So since I'm in Miami, it's kind of like anything close to here, we're there. We're totally there. And then hopefully being able to fly out to Austin to do something with TD would be another kind of event that we do potentially with people that you guys know as well. So that could be a cool thing to kind of, maybe we'll have a Clocks Running live podcast there.
I mean, just the possibilities, the possibilities are endless there.
Live podcast, sit down interviews with all of our attendees. Like, I'm pitching it. I'm pitching it live.
There we go.
Whoever's
talent, we'll do like a town hall. There you go.
So
perfect. No, I like it.
Yeah,
you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it when you see how good it is.
Yeah, I'm
there we go.
convinced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, Gabby, I'm gonna throw the toothpaste away for skincare. I'm gonna make sure my teenagers don't use toothpaste. I've been telling them that works. So, all I gotta do is search it for overall pick. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna get it for my teens. So I appreciate all that. But thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Can you just plug your brand, whatever you want to say to kind of close it out? And
well, sad I'm leaving you guys, but it was a pleasure, and I love seeing all of you. So it was awesome to be on, and thanks for having me. People that are listening, go follow us at Game Plan Skincare. You can follow the journey, and then honestly, I post a lot on my account, my new account that I made, just to talk about feats for the business. For example, selling in every state in America. We did that, realized that last week. So stuff like that, you can follow me at Gabby Arancio, and then you go buy Game Plan on Amazon, man. Go buy Game Plan on Amazon.com. It's Game Plan Skincare is our store, and then you can go to www.gameplansskincare.com. And if you have teams, we offer bundles for teams. If you just want to stock up and get the prices right price for every month of the year, that's the best place to do it as well. But it was great seeing you guys, and great seeing you. I'm happy you got to hop on here for the last part of it.
Oh yeah, I had to make sure I at least show face at least once.
All right.
Well, keep killing it, guys. Do I just press the exit button?
You press the exit button.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I bid you farewell, but I can't wait to see you guys at the next tournament.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabby. See you.
See you in Florida.
Bye-bye. Have a great
Oh.
Wow, right in the middle of her talking. Jeez, dude.
She said goodbye 7 times. We're good.
I'm late, so I got to because I was late.
Oh, hey, man.
What's that?
What's going on? Hey.
Yeah, shout out to Gabby. That energy is infectious. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
and she's a Giants fan, and she didn't want to say it, but she's probably a Knicks fan too. You know what I mean?
I
Go
mean,
Knicks. World champs. Knicks are the world
Jacob,
champs
can you hear me?
right
I
now.
can't hear Ant.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can't hear Ant.
You
I'm
can't
also
hear
in the
me?
Here-
car, so mine might be wonky. Might be on me. Can you hear
Jacob, you
Ant?
can hear me or no?
I can hear you. I can hear Unk. I can hear both of you. Can you hear
Oh,
Unk?
I can hear him just fine. Yeah,
Okay. Well.
yeah. So maybe I don't know why Unc can't hear me.
I can't hear anything Ant saying, so I probably should hang up.
That's crazy. That's
Unplug
crazy.
it and plug it back in.
Yeah,
Always. Lord have mercy.
Oh man, well that was fun.
yeah. That was fun.
We don't have anybody
Yes.
in the waiting room, do we?
No, we don't.
All right. So for those of you who saw what we were talking about, when we talked about the show for this week, Housh was supposed to come on. Housh was also trying to catch a flight. I knew timing was going to be kind of tricky for him to get on. So we'll get him in here in the next few weeks. Worst case. But man, what a tournament last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
See back
Okay, here we go. Yep, there we go. Can you hear me now?
and
Yep, and we're back.
All
Do you
right,
hear?
Regular
here we
phone.
go.
Last
You hear
story
both of
died.
us?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. All right, go ahead,
Unk is
Jacob. You're about to
cool.
spiel on something.
Unk is cool. Ant is cool, but fuck Jacob. Wow. What a cool.
What the?
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy that Gabby said that.
Yeah, she
I didn't.
did
I didn't.
that.
I didn't even hear that, but I'll take a win. Shit.
No, that's Mark Williams in the comments. I don't even know why I read those
Ah.
things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said Gabby said that. I was like, damn.
No, that would be just outright hurtful.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
Oh
Oh
man,
man.
no man. I was just gonna say, man, like that was an incredible tournament this past weekend. We all got to watch online, and for those who were there, that was pretty cool. Ant was watching it, 1 in the morning.
It was.
Coop and I were asleep, and we'd
Facts.
catch the highlights the next morning, and Ant would,
Double facts.
he was waiting for us to get up.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna be like,
as
what on
soon as
ESPN? You watching the game? Like, no.
Yeah,
as soon as anybody texts me about a game going on, then like the conversation just went, and I was like, "Well, let me tell you about the game at 3 in the morning that just happened between Australia and Germany that no one else cared about, but it was
right.
exciting for
My
me.
dad
There
is a
was
die hard. That is a die. Listen, I love flag football, but I didn't watch that game. The main ones I definitely watched, and the family I'm super close to, I watched those. But the 3 a.m. Tampa versus Ocala, I didn't watch.
Yeah,
Yeah. There there was of course the United States games. For me, I had to see all the Mexico games. I'll admit it, I was in church. I stepped out of church to watch the bronze medal game with Mexican women. Also, as soon as they clinched that bronze medal, I'm in tears. I got my Mexico jersey on in church. People are all looking at me. Probably something nobody in Ohio ever thought they were going to see. So I was like,
You should have got a picture of that. You should have got a video of that.
yeah.
Ant-Man in a beard with a tight Mexican flag football shirt on, praising the Lord.
So
I was
that
gonna
was
say, go ahead,
yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
that was just, I mean, that was so exciting. And I think, I mean, we talked about it going into this tournament. Like this is another level because people are, teams are going to qualify for the Olympics. And thinking about like Finland and the Continentals the last few years, 100% across the board, all 16, countries on both sides, men's and women's, the intensity level was raised tenfold. Every single team, they knew what they were there for, and nobody wanted to lose a game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we've heard the same song and dance. Like it's a broken record at this point talking about like the U.S. paths. We know the outcomes, we know the results, we know the game by game analysis. But the interesting things to me is what these other countries did.
Yeah.
You look at like the fifth place games, the seventh place game, like those games still mattered. because a lot of these folks are going back to their continentals now, and they have to place if they want to continue. That makes Montreal like it's Montreal, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
where that one is. That's a
Yeah.
big deal. Orlando's gonna be a big deal. Like,
Huge.
those it's to me, I wasn't surprised by the outcomes, of the medal games. I think I was expecting a sweep. I think most people in the United States were, um, but the teams that were all within it are who was kind of expected. It's what happened outside of that.
Yeah.
That to me, that and where things are going in the future, like what these other teams are doing, and how competitive they are and how much that gap's closing for everyone, is what's going to make all the difference in my mind for the next 2 years. um
Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, for the women's, and yeah, this was pretty predicted. Maybe the places not everyone had right, but we talked about like, oh wow, the first three countries in for women's could be all North American countries,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's what it is. And so,
yep,
half of the bids went to North America, which now makes the European continentals, the Asias, those are going to be so competitive, because it's two spots from each of those, and then they're going to Montreal, and only two teams out of those 10 are going to make it, and then you have 8 teams left that are going to go to Orlando, and only one team out of those 8 make it. So, this was for sure the best opportunity to get an Olympic bid. But now you got teams like Great Britain that just missed out, and now
yeah,
they got a long road ahead.
yep.
So that's and
you
then
know
other countries are only going to get better. So Great Britain finished fourth, but now you got up and coming teams. Spain, Germany looked really good. All these other European countries that you're like, well, Great Britain, they can't let up. Even though they got fourth, that doesn't mean that they're automatically going to get a spot.
so something else too, a story that's not being talked about. Nigeria had teams in both, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
And
because they
neither
were the
team
African
could
champs.
travel.
Yeah.
What does that do to future opportunities for those countries to, let's say you get two good teams that come out of a continental in Africa, and are they going to be able to get visas to go to Canada? Are they going to they couldn't even get a visa to go to Germany and the EU? What does this look like for the, does IFAF say, we gave you guys a chance, we gotta, these are questions
Yeah.
that no one's really talking about, because
Yeah.
of this,
No.
in my mind, two teams, and I hate to say this because they won and got the opportunity, like they earned that opportunity to go to Germany. There were two teams that could have potentially gone in place of them and could have played for that instead of giving 1-0 wins to a pool that I don't want to. It sucks. It's kind of unfair to those teams in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the glaring one is the Chinese men. They should have been in Germany, and it just and they would have competed. They
Yeah.
probably would have knocked out a couple teams, and so yeah, that's got to be a big question mark as far as and I know it's tough because they really gave them until the day before, and then they were like, oh well, they're not getting visas, and of course we can't
Yes.
bring
That's
you know we
crazy. They
can't
waited
we
that
can't
late.
bring Egypt now, so I think that they have to maybe have a plan in place as far as that goes, to say maybe 3 months prior or something like that. Look, if you guys don't have some sureties here, then we're going to allow a third European team to come, or a third Asian team to come,
Sure.
because you don't want that qualifier in Montreal to then not have two, because two spots would go to African teams, to not have
Yeah.
two teams, and then then there's other countries at home that are like, well, we could have been
We
there,
could have been there if, yeah, and that I think hopefully there was a lesson learned, because that could happen across the board.
Yeah.
You take, look at the World Cup with certain things, with certain countries and stuff, that had its own issues. Um, it could
Yeah.
be anybody, at any point. So,
It'll be cool if they
Yeah.
could have the host team have a backup. Like, you know how when you have combat sports, if somebody can't make weight or somebody there, it might be kind of wonky because you have a second team there. But say because it was in Germany, you have another team there, a team of 12. It might not be as good as the team that came. But I would be pissed if I get to an event and I know a team got here because they got a forfeit. Like, we don't do forfeits in tournament football, but a win by the 1.2 point forfeit, and you play one game and say you got lucky and won. If you make the Olympics and you have Nigeria a forfeit on your docket, I'm gonna be like, hey, y'all won, but what if somebody would have showed up? So I know you probably can't do it. But what if the whole city had a backup team there ready to play, just so it doesn't look like 2-0, one
yeah.
nothing is crazy. When I got to come to I said the next day I didn't get talked to about USA men losing or didn't come back and winning. I didn't get talked to about Sarah Parker with an upset. I got asked by football guys, how'd y'all have a forfeit in a big event? And I was like, I usually call Jacob here, but I can't. So she was embarrassing
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not good at geography, but I feel like the countries are all real close, like a train ride away. You take the Autobahn. I feel like Sweden or Poland or some of
Somebody,
those other countries, they could have taken a train right into Dusseldorf, taken
somebody.
that spot, and I'm sure that they probably would have been like, right away. It's funny because the week prior, the Sweden men's team was supposed to scrimmage the Nigerian men's team, and they canceled that scrimmage. And I feel like that would have been a perfect way of being like, okay, look, Nigeria's out, but there's this team already ready to go. Like, let's get them to Germany. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
I
they were
just,
that team was to win, obviously you'll hear they shouldn't have been here, but that's football. Also beat them. Like you wouldn't have a
Yeah.
team full of ringers, but I don't like forfeits ever. That's crazy, personally.
So we do have another guest. Let's bring him on. Jacob, you want to introduce him?
hey, he doesn't need an introduction. He's the one and only. He's, the $1 million quarterback. He's everything. He's the face of flag football right now. Bring in Hoosh. What's going on, big time?
What's up, fellas? My bad,
Hey,
man. I'm at the airport. It's been one day, but I'm here for now. I'm here. I'm here.
We
now,
appreciate you taking the
Who's
time, man.
yeah,
Nah,
we
it's all
what's
good. I
going? What's
appreciate
happening?
y'all having me. What up, Unc?
you you got that trophy handy in your suitcase? Where you got it?
Nah, we don't get to keep that. Y'all know USA had that. I got they had my MVP, my little MVP award, but they shipping it to me though. They shipping that to me. The other one, nah, they keeping that.
goes goes into some trophy case somewhere,
Yeah, I don't know where it go. I haven't seen any of them since.
huh?
Take my little picture and they go, they hide it from us.
There you go. Hey, so normally we would jump into an intro, have you kind of go through what got you into flag and all that stuff. We know we got you kind of on a limited time. So I think instead of doing that, we'll save that for another episode if we can get you back on. Talk to us about Dusseldorf, man. Talk to us about the experience and playing in the world championships this go around.
Truly, man, it was team wise. We felt like we had one of the best teams we ever had, and we were shown, why these countries are catching up, and we came out there with game plans. We have all confidence in each other, but the other countries are definitely catching up and they're balling. So this was one of the toughest tournaments we didn't have. But we stuck together as a team, and we had our ups and downs as a unit. We didn't have to have team meetings, watch a little more film. We had to lock in a lot more this go around than normal. But the coaches, came with a game plan. They trusted us. They got to hear us out, and the team, as well as our teammates, got to talk to each other and build even more trust. And we was able to go out and succeed. I mean, us losing kind of humbled us, but it made us a better, complete team. And then we was able to go out there and stick together through Japan. through Mexico and have our best game against Italy.
Yeah, and so speaking about that loss, just from your viewpoint, was there something that the Samoan defense threw at you guys that was, different from, what you were expecting?
I mean, they just caught us while we was vulnerable. They balled out, and I'm not gonna take nothing from them. I'm not gonna make no excuses on our side. They played a great game plan. We weren't confident. Looked like we just was off as a team, and that started from our first game, So that made us go back to the drawing board and humble us and say, hey man, let's go out here, get our stuff together, get our act together. And we was able to, talk about what we was right at, what we was wrong at. And I mean, we got humbled, we got punched in the mouth, but we was able to respond, and that's all that mattered at the end of the day. Us winning gold. It wasn't about a streak. I don't think any of us was worrying about a streak.
Nah, for
Yeah,
sure. And
I like that.
I was gonna. Oh, I
But
was
yeah,
just
I
gonna
think
say the best thing George said was that we'll start a new streak, whatever, and bounce back from it. I mean, it looks like you guys. I mean, almost felt bad for Australia having to catch you guys after that one, but but no, I mean, like, what
Yeah.
was the message from that, like afterwards, like just to get everybody just to reset and lock in like you guys did.
I mean, defensively, we were kind of still a young team. We have some moving parts, of course. So trying to figure that part out, and just trusting in, the process. Twin, 22 years old, and he can ball with the best of them, but his confidence was a little rocky because he didn't know, what was what sometimes. And I felt bad on one of the plays. I told him, I'm like, Twin, you see these different routes, coming at you, and you hesitating, and then next thing you know, he tries to jump a route, but then it wasn't his time to jump a route. He had like a deep third, but he saw a route coming and he jumped it, and then we gave up a touchdown. And I felt like that's my fault, kind of like trying to help him, but also I helped him in the wrong way, and it kind of hurt us at the end of the day. But he kind of understand, like, look, it's certain situations where you do jump, and also certain situations where you have to do your assignment. So it's just learning each other when we were, in that type of environment, because we only face each other at practice, and we needed to see other teams. And at the end of the day, man, them boys got it together on defense, and they was able to, play zone, play man, be confident in their abilities. And offensively, we just say, man, let's just go every drive and apply pressure to the other team offense versus applying pressure to our own defense to force them to have to make stops. We wanted to just score every drive.
Yeah, and I mean, it's
Yeah,
the best way to have a loss happen is in pool play. You guys are able to bounce back. You definitely gave a little lesson to Australia, and then you get into the playoffs, and Japan. I mean, they came in with confidence, and I mean, it was a shootout back and forth. Did Japan surprise you guys?
Japan definitely, Japan definitely, not surprised us upon their ability, but more so. Hold on, y'all. Let me scan it.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on, hold on. Sorry, I was on the call.
We're
Yeah, y'all
getting
can
right on the flight.
hear me? Now we knew man, Japan has a great team. Them guys can move around. They're very tricky. But I want to give props to, our guys as well. Like Tone.
Yeah.
Tone stepped up and played positions that he probably didn't know he was going to actually have to play as much, but he was able to just say, "Hey, man, put me out there on the field and let me try to make a play." And I told him he reminded me of myself when I joined the team, because there's more like, man, wherever you put me at, I just want to be on that field. And Tone made some great plays, and I don't know if we actually win if he don't step up and make some of those plays, because he rushed, he played DB, he made some great breakups, applied pressure. So Tone was a great addition to the team, and I told him I look at him as being a lock for next year.
Yeah, no,
right.
for sure.
For sure.
Hoosh, I
Hey,
love that. I love that the saying is, "We all we got, we all we need." You know what I'm saying? Because that matters, especially when you take a loss, then the boys all get together and rally. My son asked me 4 years ago, why Hoosh them say that? Because they one of the best teams in the world. It showed right then to where, you know what I'm saying, when the chips get hard, y'all can battle in, just lock in and take care of everybody. So
Yeah, man. I'll say like it was a trying. This was definitely a tough tournament, and we had team meetings. I cried in our team meeting, just expressing how important these things are. And for the guys to just understand, we a team versus individuals, and also the coaches had to hear us out and be like, man, we got to trust in what they can do too. And it was a great meeting, and I don't think without that meeting, I don't know if we go out there and win gold. We kind of was a little off, but I mean, we needed that trust, and we was able to do it. And man, we looked, even though the defense struggled here and there, they made plays when we needed them to, and we went out there and got the goal. That's all that mattered.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
football. Good football too.
So, Hoosh, I
All
know
right.
you got to get on your flight and everything. One last thing I gotta ask you, and then I'm sure Jacob's got one more question. But mental health is really important to us. And what I want to ask you is what are you doing for your mental health since this big event?
Um, I learned mental health in 2024 with my home situation and being misunderstood and everything like that, man. It took a toll on me, and that's when I learned what it truly was. Um, but now I do more so praying, and just talking to certain friends and peers. I'm the type of person that keep everything, I keep everything to myself. And I kind of learned to just go out and vent a little bit more and express a little bit more and kind of get things off my chest than withholding it.
Yeah, for sure.
For
You have
sure.
something, Jacob?
Yeah, hey, real important. When they come around with that, that mid-flight snack, are you a Biscoff guy or peanuts or pretzels guy?
I'm more of a knocked out sleep guy.
Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, man. Well, we appreciate you hopping on here real quick. Have a safe flight. Congratulations again on the win, man. That was incredible to watch you guys play. We look forward to seeing you next time we get a chance to. Uh, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all, fellas. I get what y'all later.
Yeah.
Keep
All
leading
All
the
right, be
team.
good,
That's what we
man.
love.
All right, love y'all.
right. There we go. Look at that. Right before a flight.
Look at
Appreciate
that.
you.
Look, man, when Group One boards, you got to go, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Do you guys board right away? I've heard it's like a generational thing. Like older people
Uh-oh.
they get
Uh-oh.
on right away and
Here we
sit
go.
down, and then younger people will wait until last minute. So what do you do, Jacob?
When they call the number, you go.
The flight. Hold on. Hold on. This man almost got a flight. Oh,
Hold on. What did you just say?
I don't know.
It just
this
broke up
man
really.
almost got us kicked off a flight.
Oh, wait,
Now,
hold
can you
on.
hear me?
Hold. Yeah, I heard you say the nonsense you just said. Let's clarify something real
It
quick.
wasn't not. It wasn't. It's facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
Marge
These are all facts.
Simpson's the
And we
flight
sat. We got.
attendant.
That's what you called the young lady. Now
No,
we got
you
to fly
called her
again soon,
that.
so don't want to get us banned.
Oh my God, we about got kicked off of a Spirit
Man,
flight.
this man got us almost kicked off Spirit. So we were
100%,
over.
Coop.
When did we get on? When did we get on first, second, third, last? I don't remember. But this
It
man
was
was
late.
like Def Comedy Jam, and we get in there and sit down. Now, I admit, when we were waiting to go in, I was clowning everyone. You know what I'm saying? And then when we get in and
And
sit
all of
down,
a
though,
sudden, it stopped.
Jacob decided to pass this on
Bullshit.
to the what she called the flight attendant with her big ass blue
Yeah,
hair.
no.
And then who does impressions? Aunt me or Jacob?
Jacob, 100%.
Yeah, his Marge
What you
Simpson
do?
is spectacular.
Let
Now
me hear
I
it.
I
said,
Let me hear
mean,
it,
I
Jacob.
will admit,
bro.
I did call her Marge Simpson, but when the man did the voice, oh, I lost it. I'm talking about over and over again. And then he did it to the lady. She asked us a question. He answered her as Marge Simpson. I was crying. I laughed loud as hell. So yeah, the old people get on first, but we almost got kicked off of Spirit Airlines because of this dude. They shut the whole airline down because of Jacob.
Shut it down. Brandon Covington, this is for you. I know you were a big Spirit guy. Sorry about that. It's Coop's fault.
Always.
All right. Just let me ask you something. Unc, I'll ask you this. So, do you think that American Samoa winning that game was a big deal?
Was a big deal, as in for flag football overall, or just Team USA?
Just in general.
I think it's a big deal because one, it lets people know that even if there's a super team, any given Sunday or any given day, a team just if you're not on your P's and Q's, a team can step up and beat you. That's one. And two, USA is going to get their best shot always. Like they're the best team in the world, so nobody's going to let up. So I think it was a huge moment because it showed them that they don't have that meeting if they just run through Samoa. They don't have that meeting that Housh talked about. That so I think it was a huge moment. And when team people started going at USA, it made them galvanize and be able to clap back and then rally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I think about Finland, just a couple years ago, and USA were, they were scoring 75 points on every single team, and but the roster looked very different from when it did a couple years ago. So, and it makes it so much harder because it's not like a normal sport in that, we're talking about a national team that really only gets like 4 practices together. They got 4 weekends together, and so.
Yep.
And I mean, and that's for most of the countries. We know China, they're working 24/7 for flag football, but that's not every country.
No.
As far as and either one of you could answer this. As far as the U.S. Japan game went, do you feel like, and this is, some people don't like this question, but do you feel like Japan lost the game or U.S. won the game?
No, I feel like USA won the game. It's all about, doing the right things at the right times and making the right adjustments that you need to and winning outright. They definitely didn't hand it anything to them. Yeah, I would definitely say USA won the game.
Same here. I'm one of those people that don't like that comment because they weren't planning to lose the game. I like the question. I love the question. But USA won the game. Like, could they have made a mistake? Could they have done the game a little bit differently? If Japan was trying to lose, yes, then you lose the game. But Japan was trying to win still. And if USA won the game, then for me, a win is a win by 100 or
Yeah.
by 80. And I guarantee there's still not one of those Japanese players were like, oh, you know what? We're going to try this now. We don't care. They're trying to win the game until the final buzzer the same way USA was. Um, they
Yeah.
fought back, and I'm
No,
glad
I
they
mean,
pulled it out. Every time they
there.
scored, somebody was texting me, which is crazy. That's the part that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, there was a Japanese player that after the game he did an interview and he literally said, "We will be in the Olympics," and just with full confidence after that loss. I mean, that team they've got a lot
But
of talent and young
I could
talent.
s- I could see them being one of those teams that comes through Montreal and gets a bid, or goes to Orlando and gets a bid.
Yeah.
They're just, I mean, they were very clean. The other
Their
thing
offense is
I
very different. It's tricky as hell, so it's hard. It's easy to not easy, but I feel like once they do make it and where they are, where everybody prepares for that offense, if you never saw it, is different. Like it's all over the
Yeah,
place. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
so I feel the same way. They're going to make it eventually, but when they'll get there, stay there, respectfully.
Something else I think IFAF really got right this go around. A lot of people complained about only
the ref
16 teams.
jerseys.
No, well, we're not going to talk about that. Oh man, we're not going to talk about
Sorry,
those.
sorry.
But I think a lot of people complained about how few teams were in it, and they only took 16. And I think IFAF got it right.
Yep.
I think taking only the top teams and not making it where Japan's playing Czechoslovakia and blowing them out 42-0, and USA is not playing the Democratic Republic of the Congo and blowing them out
Yeah.
62-3. You make these games more competitive, and you make these good teams play each other and earn what they get. I loved it. I loved seeing all
Every
these
game.
close games. Every game was, there was obviously some blowouts still. There's still a margin that's pretty significant between some of these top caliber teams and some of these lower and, newer developing countries with flag. But you look at like how some of these games went, and the good games were actually good.
Yeah.
Teams weren't just so tired and worn out that they couldn't play and couldn't compete at a high level. When they get to the games that mattered, they were able to, those games mattered first thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, we always talk about the gap and the gap closing and is there a gap and, all of those things. something that was glaring to me in this tournament is I think that the biggest gap right now is not on the field, it's the sidelines. And I think the coaching is where the gap is right now. Because I got so much respect for George and what he did in that game against Japan, in that game against Mexico. It came down to those games were so back and forth. It really looked like either team could win it, and it just seemed like George really understood. Okay, this is what we have to do to manage the clock. This is what we have to do to win, and then trusted his players to do it, and they did it.
Yeah,
And I think that's where there is still a somewhat of a
sure.
gap is in the coaching.
But interestingly enough, I completely agree with that. Let me lead with that. I completely agree with that. Start looking on these sidelines for some of these other teams. Start looking to see who's on these sidelines.
Yeah,
More and more familiar faces are popping up. More and more
Hmm.
familiar faces are a part of these coaching staffs. And I think you're going to see that gap close a little bit quicker. Now, there's some countries that are just absolutely, for lack of a better term, too prideful to hand it over to, the big dumb Americans. But you're starting to see more and more familiar faces and people that we know in the game here, that play competitively and are at that top level. And I think you're going to see that, going into these next couple of years.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a great point. George have taken a quarterback, putting him at rusher, saying go get the quarterback, and then taking Tone and moving them to corner at one play. That was a huge adjustment. So George, whoever on the staff made the move to put Tone in on defense and have Tone just started being a Swiss Army knife, making plays, go get their best player. That was phenomenal. That right there changed the entire outcome for Team USA. Same thing, following up with what Who said.
Tone's
yeah.
a 10 position athlete. I mean, you can put him anywhere on the field and he's going to be successful. His true position, you look back to 8 contact, 5 contact, he's a quarterback. But I mean, you can put that man anywhere on the field and he's gonna have success. So that was something else that was cool to see. He was primarily a defensive player this past weekend and as much success as he had on defense. I think it showed his true colors of, what he brings to the table.
Yeah, no, and I don't think Housh is way off in saying he's a lock for next year because I think that and the other thing that we always keep talking about is the Olympics is going to be a roster of 10, and so in that you are going to have players that can play multiple positions because once you get to the Olympics, if an injury happens, we saw that with the women's team, it's who you got, and you can't call up your reserves, you can't do anything like
Can you
that.
though?
No, it's because it's based off of athletes. The way that they do Olympics is based off of athletes. So you can only have 10 athletes there, and that's it.
Hmm. Interesting.
So yeah, so it was
Yeah, it'll be
either
interesting to see who
less
they trim down
teams.
to.
Yeah, it was either less teams and more players or more
Oh, because they're
players.
gonna have butts in beds in an Olympic Village. Nah, that's dope though.
Yeah. Yeah, so you think about Tone, who I mean, he really proved that he could play any position on the field. They've only got one more year of having a roster of 12. And really, the 2027 year for United States, yes, it matters. They want to win gold at those tournaments, but it doesn't matter. 2028 is the year that matters.
Oh, technically,
You,
sure, I get that.
it matters. You can tell it matters. I gotta get off because this phone about to die. I'm gonna say before I get off, it matters because you saw they lost a pool play game, and generally we could care less about pool play, but the world got turned upside down in flag,
Yeah.
and it made it to the NFL. It's all now you guys lost. Y'all need us. Like no, we don't. So it did, and I know they already qualified and already won. We're not gonna let Ant's narrative. They can just go stand back. Y'all better go win everything. Hey guys, I gotta get off for this. It's not professional at all, but this bad boy finna hang up on me, so I'm gonna get off
Hey, it's
before he
all
takes
good.
off.
We're gonna hit the sponsors and we're gonna get out of here. We've got an action-packed show tonight, so appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Get home safe.
Love
Yep.
y'all, family.
See
All
you,
right,
brother.
much love.
Love you, brother.
Yep. All right, man. Hit us with the sponsors. Speaking
Hey,
of sandbagging,
speaking of sandbagging, let's talk about our two groups here. First of all, we'll talk about our friends up in PA, Infinite Flag. From top to bottom, from bottom to top. They just hit 6K followers. They got the dope bucket hats. They got the dope 250 bucket hat, black bucket hat. Oh, stuffed animal. That's not theirs,
Oh, sorry.
but I'm sure they would like it. Um, from top to bottom, bottom to top, they got you covered. From the hats to the beanies to the shiesty mask, short sleeve shirts, oversized hoodies, long sleeve shirts,
I'm
the
wearing those shorts right now.
windbreaker. Got shorts on right now. I'm glad you got them on. I'm glad you're not just sitting there in your Fruit of Looms. From joggers 2.0, fleece joggers, they got everything, man. Make sure you guys hit up Infinite Flag. Right now, they're running an end of summer sale. It's 20% off. You don't even have to put a code in. If you guys want to put in code Clocks Running 15 for 15% instead because you like giving them more money, that's cool too. But I wouldn't suggest it. Use the 20% code they got. It's a sweet deal. They're trying to help you out, trying to get you ready for back to school or those kids out the door for you. Infinite Flag, look good, feel good, play good. It's the Infinite Flag way. Other sponsors we could talk about. We can talk about our good friends down in Austin, Texas. Gabby talked about our guy TD. He's one of the ambassadors with Shrooms. Shrooms flags, guys. They got flags. It's one of a kind, next level for everything. They've got the apparel, they've got uniforms, they've got everything you need. They've got the gloves, they've got they've truly, it's from top to bottom, bottom to top. That could be both of their sayings going into it.
And they were in Germany with they provided every team with flags.
If you look at some of these big events, these large events that are going on, what flags are they wearing?
Yeah.
Shrooms. They're not wearing the Sonic Pop flags that you get from Dick's Sporting Goods. They're wearing Shrooms. If you want to wear the top brand, you want to wear the best, Shrooms is the way to go. It's Shrooms. Be great. Hit them up.
There we go. Awesome. Well,
What a show.
Yeah, what a show. I mean,
What a show.
Amazing guests. And Unk talked about how you ruined your guys' Spirit flight.
He almost got us kicked off.
But yeah, we appreciate Gabby. We appreciate Housh joining us, and we're gonna be off next week. So don't worry though. We got plenty of content and never stops. The mothership continues to just churn out lots of fun polls and conversations and top fives and rankings and all of that stuff. What's the call? Hey, hit the DMs if you got a video about at your local tournament or league, and
please
send them to us because we love those. And really, we're the one-stop shop because all the refs check it out, they comment, brings up good conversations. You're always going to get the guy that hasn't played anything in 30 years, but he played tackle football in 1982, and he's going to tell you what, and he's going to tell you
for thinking that's a penalty. Yep.
Yeah. So,
sharp and soft, baby. That double ply.
But yeah, we love all the support. We're closing in on 11,000 followers. There is a reason why we are the #1 flag football podcast in the world, and it's really because of our fans. So that's what it comes down to. So Jacob,
we're still working on a name.
Find us.
Hey, you can find us everywhere you get your podcast. We're on Amazon Prime. We're on Amazon, not Prime. We're on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio,
Yeah.
I Like Radio, maybe XM Radio, probably not, but we might be. If you guys like watching it, YouTube's the easiest place. But if you don't want to go there, you want to watch it on IG or Facebook, we get it uploaded there as well. We are on MySpace, top 8. Hit it up. Ant hates it, but we love it. There is an AM radio frequency. We use that a couple times. It's 600 megahertz. For those of you who don't know what megahertz, go ask your mom. She'll tell you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, But we're everywhere you get your podcasts. We're on TikTok, we're on Snapchat, we're on X, we're on Y and Z. Make sure you guys hit us up. You guys need apparel, we got the link tree in the bio on IG. That is the true mothership of Clocks Running, the podcast, everything flag football.
There you
Did I
go.
miss anything?
No, you got even the AM frequency, which you've never mentioned before. And I'm so
Well,
thankful that you finally said it because I still listen to my old little AM radio.
we
Me and
know
my
you do,
kids,
Pop.
we sit around the radio and we listen to what's that Christmas movie? Miracle on 34th Street. Yeah, we listen to that on the radio every Saturday
Okay.
night.
Well, guess what's getting ready to be made from AI? Oh, Pop Ant sitting around the jukebox with the grand cheerings. Hey, we clocked in. Clock's been running. We're clocking out. We'll see you guys in a few weeks. Appreciate you guys for listening.